All right. So what we're wanting to go over is entering POs. How about creating deals or anything?
Um, well, yeah, I think the whole thing, because the quote would be a deal.
Yeah, that's true. Okay. So within, do you want to have access to Notion or will she get access?
Yes, we can do that. Because that's where you have the resources.
Yeah, if she needs to go back on it. But under sales, you've got sales processes. And then here you've got HubSpot quote and process. Um, so if Joanna is creating a company or contact, this is the information that she's going to want to uh, go through and check for both the company and contact. And then this is the deal creation um and then creating a quote. So we'll go through all this and Joanna, are you familiar with like creating a contact within HubSpot?
Yes, I think before I didn't create any, but I think it's not that hard actually.
Yeah, usually they're automated. Um, but we'll take this one for example because he asked for a quote. So we'll do it. But let's say you do have someone new. Typically what's happening or is if they come from Kyle, it's probably gonna be like they're already in the system. They just haven't been quite updated yet. So a lot of times, and you'll probably just through time learn um how what they are, but like AVI systems. So up here it's the this is the company.
Mhm.
And you're not going to spend a lot of time in the company profile, but maybe just to update what type of partner they are and then what payment terms they might have. Like if they're net 30 or PIA, which is paid in advance. Um, but a lot of our customers already have this filled out.
Mhm.
But if you're ever wondering, okay, what do I need to do here? It's you're running through these three things: partner type, preferred software, and terms. Which preferred software is like Aptura, indoor finders. You'll learn this as you go along. They don't have a preferred software because they're an integrator. And so they're not like an end user. You would do this like on an end user, like, oh, hey, um, Apple is using Aptura. So we keep track of it that way. All right. Um,
Andrew, can I say just one thing on this part right
yeah,
here? So, stop sharing your screen for just 1 second.
yeah.
And okay, so let me share mine. So, John, I know there's kind of like a lot going on, but when you're in my emails, sometimes you'll see an email like this one right here,
Mhm.
where it says, you've been assigned 2 tasks, and it says it has like the company name and then the contact, and um, and then you can click view in HubSpot, and um, oh, it took me to the task. So I guess if I click on the company, it takes me straight to this is the same section that Andrew was looking at, where you have partner type and lead software. So when you're going through my emails, this is something additional that you could also do, where this is like bulk estimating. What I would do is I always like just open up the domain and I kind of get an idea for the type of company they are, construction services. And I'm actually familiar with this one. This guy actually is not a he's not a it was kind of like I think we sent an email to him and it wasn't really like a fit. And so I guess you could say he's like and well, probably more
Mm,
like a
you say he's
hardware.
not a fit. What does that mean?
Like he shouldn't be considered a lead.
Yeah, so
It's
I
like
would just
none of
I'd
these.
leave partner type just not anything.
Yeah. So anyways, so that one isn't going to have anything done to it, but um Andrew, if you share your screen again, I just wanted to kind of highlight like where when you're in my emails, you're going to see things like that and you can help update this part, but it's and what Andrew's saying is usually if you're going to enter a quote, this part is already done, but something that you should check.
Okay.
Yeah.
So AVI Systems, this is the email that came through. He's like, hey, can we get some of these for Gen 9? Can you confirm how quickly can we get a couple? And this is what they're looking for.
Mhm.
So assuming that you are you are getting the quote put together, if you're working in Google and you've got your account, we should set it up so you can pull up this stuff on the side, and then it pulls up into his account. And then on the side here, this is where all of your deals and your tickets and attachments reside. So you'll typically only be dealing with deals. And what you do here is you just say add deal, and then you create the deal without changing anything. And now what you're in is you're in the actual deal. Um, Now within this deal, there's a few things that will automate. One of them is this will change to a number and it will automate the country, just so it's something you don't have to put through on your side. But what I always do is while I wait for those things to update, I come to the line item, and this is where you're going to be adding the line item. So you come here and you say add, and then you
Andrew, try clicking just a little bit slower so that we can see just
yeah.
where your
So
cursor is at. And
line item right here, and then you are adding to the line item, and you're saying select from product library, and
John,
then
I've got all this recorded, so I'll share it afterwards. But
now you've got two different folders. You always want to go to the fishbowl folder, and that's where you're going to get all the products that you want. And you could easily, if you know what what they're asking for, so you can type in either what's called the SKU, or you can type in the name. Um, you have to kind of know what the SKU is because they don't show it; they only show the name. But like if I do LDI, it pulls up every SKU that has LDI, and then as you continue on, what was it? 102. So 102 brings up all those, and then the last one brings up whatever the color is. So you click on that, you add it, and then once you've added it, well, sorry, usually I'm adding everything. So let's pretend I didn't add that quite yet. And then I'm going in, I'm saying, all right, we need to add shipping. Sorry, freight, which freight is your shipping cost. And then you're adding your insurance. Now, insurance, how you calculate that is it's 1% of whatever the item cost is, the total cost. So 1% of 498 is going to be $4.98. And then I don't quite update the freight yet because I don't have an address. So I save this, I update the deal amount. Sorry, that might have been too fast. And then I come back to the deal. So you're getting out of this. And if you notice, you've got your items in here, your deal number is updated, and your country is updated. Sometimes you'll change this if you're shipping out of the country.
Mhm.
But um, let me check real quick on here. I'm just gonna look up. He was asking how fast he could get it, so I'm assuming we're gonna ship to the same location. So um, let's pretend he gave us an address with this email. Well, in the order, this is the shipping address down here. So if you close these, you've got what's in the deal, how deal type, the owner, the company name, how much. Then you've got the shipping address, and then you have the order details. So if you received a PO, you would put that PO number right here. And then Ray updates the tracking when it ships out, so you don't have to worry about that. So basically, it's the PO number, and this will auto-populate ground, but if like they're like needing 2-day or something like that, you would change this as you need it. Is this all making sense so far? Okay, if it's not, let me know. There's no judgment if it's not clear. So I'm just gonna take from this order that I did in the past and fill out the information. And I thought, Kyle, here,
Mm-hmm.
something that I thought of to make this faster, because these individual um these individual uh
Fields.
lines, so you've got like street, city, and you're
Yep.
copying and pasting. I thought of just making it one just
One box.
one box, so you're copying and pasting a whole address into it, because it really doesn't change. The only reason it would matter to change this way is if Fishbowl was able to pull this
Right.
individual information.
Yeah, we
So
look at that.
that's one thing we can look at. So now I've got the shipping address all filled out. And at this point, that this is when we create a quote. Now, um,
I've got that part up and can speak to that.
you have that part up, building out the
I have the
quote.
ship station up.
Yeah, so building the quote. So let me just go over this real quick. So you currently don't have the freight, and you'll figure that out in ShipStation. So you come and add quote under here, and this is what you would be sharing with the customer. So you open up quote, and the quote, you've got invoice or proposal. You're gonna do invoice more often. And then if you want to, we've got a specialty going on to add 5% for any deal that closes within 10 days. So you click here on snippet, and you do 5% discount and financing, and it adds it into the quote here. And then it also adds a financing for any opportunity like that, that wants to do financing. Then you just click next, and then it lists out the buyer. Then you click your info, and that's all going to stay the same. And then you're back to line items. Now, in here, you don't know what the address is, but I guess that's typically what I'm doing first. So I'm first like looking at the address, and that's where I'm going to ship station, which Kyle's going to share with you real quick.
Okay, so I've got an email and I'll send you. So it'll have like this video link, and then it'll have the link to the Notion, the written piece. I think this video will be the most helpful. And then for shipping quotes, if you click on this link here, and then I've got the login and password. So click on that link, and I'm already signed in. And right up here, there's a little calculator. You just click on that calculator and PowerBx, select the country. So we already entered in the shipping address from the purchase order or from the email. That's what Andrew just showed us. And so Andrew, can you just, because I don't have, or well, actually I can go to it. What's the number? Did you save it?
The deal number.
Yeah, the one you're working,
Yeah, it's
or the company name?
yeah, it's 13209211. It should pull it up at that point. 13209211.
So this is the one, yeah, Willett Advisors, okay, and then he's got shipping information, which he entered. So it looks like it's New York, and then that's the area code. So now we can come back. United States, city is New York, postal code is that, and then we added looks like there's two. So there's a little bit of estimating going on here, and I'll try to work up a like a shipping guide for you. We've talked about this before, that just breaks out, you know, the different products and kind of approximate weight. But like this enclosure, as you can imagine, there's two of them. It's probably like a pound, maybe less than a pound. And so I would just come in here and we could just say 1 pound, and then package type. These are all different size boxes, but so
Well, I'd work with Ray to get those updated so that it's saying the number of units.
yeah, I'll work on that so it's easier. I'll get you something so it's easier to choose the weight and the package. So I kind of know the product. So, put in the weight, the package. We always do signature, and then we always well, and then the purchase order usually specifies what kind of shipment. Well, actually, I don't even need to select that. So I can just do the signature and then browse. And then we always quote UPS. And so the client usually specifies which one, but it's usually always ground. So we just do ground and then plus 40%. Is that fair, Andrew?
Yeah.
So I just use my calculator. And so 29.8 plus 40%. So that would be 41.72. So I would just come back and I would edit this and do 41.72. And then shipping insurance is always 10%, correct, Andrew?
1%.
Just 1%?
Mhm.
Okay, so then I take that same number times 1%.
Well, same,
1% doesn't really make sense.
well, you're not doing insurance on the freight. You're doing
Oh, on
insurance
the
on
total order, sorry, I see.
which you would only do it on the 498.
Okay,
The
yeah, my bad.
Yeah.
490. So do you see that, John? Sorry, I messed that up. I was looking at the insurance. But it's on the total product. So you honestly you could just use this price down here. I already put the insurance in there. So I would say just use the price down there and 544.7. So I'm just using that. I don't know why that's, hold on. Well, never mind. I'm not gonna, there. So I'm using that same number times 1%. So it's 5447. So 5.45. And then we can save that, update deal amount. And now that's saved. We can go back to the deal. And I don't think it does it update the proposal?
Not a new one. I just delete that one.
You would just delete that one?
Yeah, because it won't include the freight.
Okay. So so 4172 and 545. So if you need to edit this, you can just come into actions, edit. Everything here is saved as we had it before. Next, next, next. Freight was 5.45. And I forget what this was. It was like 42.72, I think.
Yeah, something like that.
Something like that. And anyways, Andrew, should I pass this back to you to finish this part?
Yeah, yeah, you can. It's pretty straightforward from here, but
Yeah. So that's kind of the shipping part, right? So here's the link for the shipping quote, the sales. Um, you'll reference the shipping address, use ShipStation to enter in postal code. We'll get you a little matrix to follow for this part, and then yeah, you're good in that. You're good after that. So
Okay.
all right, so I'll let Andrew kind of
all right.
finish it.
So usually when you are creating your quote, um, oh, I didn't have it updated here. There it is. Okay. So you've got everything here and either one. So Kyle, he updated it here and then he went and edited a quote that was already created. I find it easier to just delete that quote and add a new one because it will add everything you've already done in there. Or you're coming in on the quote and you're updating the quote instead of the deal itself. But either way you want to do it, it's up to you. It's really like what you want to do. But you come in here now. There's a few different ways. If you are entering a PO, that PO is going to be something Kyle will take and accounting will get payment later. So you do no payment. If they're wanting to pay by credit card, then you're adding the Stripe payment, which at the bottom of the quote will add that pay now here. And then you're adding next and you're reviewing what you've got. So you just review the address, the payment terms, shipping, and then make sure that it's all clean. And then you publish the quote. And then you just close it here. Now, when you click into this quote, before you could edit it, and you can still do that, but it's going to have to recall it because right now, when you click on it, it's going to pull up what the customer will see. So they'll see this whole quote, and this is what you would be sending them actually if you're going to be emailing them. So what I do when I'm trying to copy this quote, the easiest way to do it is I refresh my page, and then you've got the link right here, and you just copy paste, and you're sending it out to the client. So I'll just so like that. I did it, and I'm not gonna respond to him quite yet. But that's essentially the process of putting together a quote and a proposal for the client. Um, let's come back to here, and all of this is here as well. So deal creation, you create the deal, like we go all over through all this if you want to go through it later. And then but yeah, so that's creating a full proposal. Simple, right?
Yeah, it's not that hard actually.
Yeah, it's pretty similar. There's just a lot of steps that you have to be aware of, and
Mhm.
the little nuances between receiving a PO and then paying by credit card or whatever else comes through there. Is there anything else we wanted to go over, Kyle? Oh, let's go over so we've got clients who pay us, they've got license subscriptions. Are you familiar with license subscriptions, like your phone? You pay monthly. So we've got clients who, some clients pay monthly, and then other clients they pay once a year. So um you okay going through this, Kyle?
Yes, for sure.
All right. So within Notion, under sales, you come down to the bottom and you've got management, and we've got software subscribed customers. You click into here, and these are all of our customers that have subscribed, and it gives you the company name, our contact, the HubSpot account. So, and then the date that's the reminder for me to send out an invoice, and then the date of their subscription, which will always be the same day. It will only change so when they make a payment, we'll go through it. But then you've got who they're under, and then how much the total revenue, and a few other details. But so Decisio Health, this one, for example, I was alerted on April 1st to put together a sales order for Glenn. So if we click into Glenn's account right here, I created a deal for this um, license, and you'll see in in the license we've got indoor finders license, 7 of them, the lobby display, one of those, and then license for desking. And to find these details, I think you'll have to work with the easiest way would be going back on a previous order and understanding what they've ordered in the past. But I think for these cows, so typically when I'm receiving a quote, sorry. So let me come here. So I created all of that. Now, I'm not sending that to them straight away. Typically, what I'm doing is I'm coming to an email to the contact, and I'm creating an email, and I'm creating a sequence or putting them on a sequence. And that sequence is under um, software active sequences. So software renewal subscription. So if I do this, then it's going to send Glenn 3 emails. And what these emails are doing is trying to get a time set up to discuss their project before we send out an invoice. Now, when I did this to Glenn, he actually responded and said, there's no need for a call, just send me the invoice. Others, I've jumped on a call and gone through it with them, but this just kicks off getting that, client success. Basically, it's we're talking with them and making sure everything's good. And then at the end, if I don't hear from them, then it's going to create a task for me to follow up with a call. So once we had those conversations, then we're sending out the invoice, like I showed you. Now, let's pretend that Decisio Health has paid. When they've paid, I actually come here and I update this so that it's ready for the next year. So all I do is I come to the renewal date and I change the year.
Uh-huh.
So it's 2024, and then I come through um the notification date and I just change it to 2024. And I give it about a month to maybe 2 months ahead of the actual date. So we've got time to talk with them, get them the invoice, and then they pay somewhere around the renewal date.
Okay.
Um, is that making sense?
Yeah.
Any questions? You'll probably
Not
have
right
to,
now.
yeah, you'll probably have to come back on this later. So there's others that are a little different. Maybe I'll put them together so you know, so they're easy. So Coastline. So all of these clients, from Opt Connect all the way down to Hunt Companies, they all pay every year. So it's once a year. Builder Studios and Coastline Realty, they both pay on a monthly basis. So if you look at Builder Studios, they pay a $118 every month. So if you look um at these, so it looks like he paid in February, March, and April. So his next payment, and I came and built in a few of these. So we've got on May 26th, we'll invoice this one.
Mhm.
On June 28th, we'll invoice this one.
Did you have to
And
manually create those?
yeah, I manually created these. So
And
if you
how
want,
come you have to do that?
how come?
Yeah,
I mean, you could if you wanted to not, if you did not care to, um, well, we could do it two ways. If you didn't care about like showing this revenue in HubSpot,
I see.
then it will just be shown on the back end.
Got it. Okay.
If
And
you wanted,
to do that, you're just going more cloning and then forwarding it to whatever that date is.
unfortunately, you can't clone, so you are creating a new deal every time. One thing we could do, and maybe you and I can discuss the pros and cons of this. If you wanted, we could just do one deal for the total amount that closes at every new year or every year that they've been on the system. And then that revenue's seen as one deal rather than multiple deals throughout the year. It just wouldn't be 100% accurate because they're not paying for it all at once.
Yeah, we don't, let's just, yeah, we'll just
Anyways,
do it this way.
so that's currently how it's set up. So every time, and then when I build it out, I come here and I change the date for May to June, June to July, July to August. It's a little more cumbersome on a monthly basis. Um, and then from there, I'm just trying to decide. Okay, so let's say on this one, so when you've gotten the deal or the deal's closed, like you gotten payment or you have the PO, you're gonna have to move that deal into a certain bracket. So let's say May 26th came up and you're working on this one. It's already put together, but you just come here and you say, okay, this one is one, and you'd move on. And then the team will deal with getting it put to ship so it's not sitting in the system. But this is where you're putting a deal either in qualified, presented, demo, negotiation, committed or won.
I think click on that again, Andrew.
Yeah.
So this one that we're looking at is a subscription, and so that's why he's suggesting that we just move it straight to one. But I think that most of the quotes or proposals that you put together will probably be like if somebody says, like, if somebody sends a purchase order, just mark it as committed, and then you can pass it to me for review.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
And then if it's a proposal
Leave
that
it
we're
as
getting,
qualified.
yeah, like say that I get off a call and I say, hey, Joanna, like, please put together like a proposal for, this, and this. Here's the address, boom. Then, yeah, you could put it as, like, let's just plan on negotiation. So, you and I can, yeah, work together on that. So, awesome. I think that's pretty much everything. Yeah, Andrew?
Yeah.
Cool. Okay, that was great. I'm going to,
One thing, sorry, I thought maybe it'd be worth like showing what a PO would look like that she would see in the system. Would that be worth going over? Or do you want to just do that
yeah.
later? Okay. Let me go into my email real quick. Where'd it go? All right. So looking at my email, when you receive a PO, it will look something like this. This is more typical, but like you'll get an email from a person and attached is a PO. So when you're looking at a PO, it's going to show where it's shipping to, and they're all kind of roughly the same, a little different from company to company, but you've got the place it's shipping to, how many units they're wanting, the order that they're getting. This is the product number, the SKU number,
Yes.
and then the PO number. And that's the PO number. So when you're coming into this, you're like, okay, that's the PO number. I'm going to come into an order. Let's just go to an order that can give you an idea. And you're putting that PO number here, for example, and then you're saving that. And then you're going through the whole deal creation while basing it off of this PO. Now, one thing I do is when I get the PO, I download it and then I come to the order itself and I come under attachments and I attach that PO to, sorry, I don't do existing. So you come here, upload new, and then you attach that PO to the order itself. And then you pass it off to Kyle to get approved. But yeah, this is typically how PO comes in. You just match this. Like they don't have shipping on here. Some POs they include shipping, some they don't, but in most cases you'll just assume that there will be shipping, and if they're shipping it on their own account, they'll let you know. But the order will be a little more expensive. Actually, I'll go to this real quick. So this is the deal for that current PO. You'll see that the order itself is $213 when the PO is only 188. And that's because they didn't include freight or insurance on that.
Mhm.
So, and then you'll see here, you'll see that it's attached. I'm just kidding. I didn't actually attach it. So I'll show you. So I'm downloading it, have it downloaded. I come back to the order. I add it here, upload new. and it is, this is it. Yeah. And I open that and it's attached. So if Kyle or anyone else is looking at these, they can pull up the PO in the deal itself, and not have to ask or wonder where that's at.
Perfect.
Cool.
All right, let
It's
me pause
a win.
this.